Talking lacrosse today down on Long Island. We are joined by Adelphi's Eamon Hall. You are not too far removed as we talk from an 8-goal performance against the Bentley Falcons. So, first off, congratulations on the start to the season for you guys as a team and for you individually. And tell me what it's like to drop 8 goals in a game.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, the other day was great. Bentley's a great team. We didn't know, we played a tough schedule coming in. Had to get prepared for these games. Bentley's gonna be a tough team, but 8 goals, I didn't really even know about it until someone told me on the sideline. I was just kind of just playing, and when someone told me, I was like, "Oh wow, Coach Purdy's all over me, telling me about it." I was like, "Oh, it's pretty cool." But that was a good one the other day.
What's the most that you've ever had at any level in a game?
Ah, I probably like four maybe in high school. I never thought I'd get to this ever do that.
What was clicking?
I think everyone it wasn't we were just kind of free flowing on offense. I wasn't really forcing anything. Everyone's kind of playing within each other, but felt like we kind of came together in that third quarter. We were down in the second, going into halftime down one. We had to find some answers on offense, and I think we had some good like keys middle of the field making saves on with Dylan Renner, middle of the field making plays, ground balls, clearing the ball, which we've been improving on. And I think we just got free flowing and took shots that we needed to.
Tell me about the way that your season has come together in that way over the last couple of weeks because you guys are kind of hanging around the 500 mark a few games into the season, and yet you're the fourth ranked team in the country, which means people look at the schedule that you've played and the way that you've played it and said, no, this team's really good. What have you learned over the last several weeks?
So we played start of the season, we played big time, Division 1 schools, like challenge ourselves for scrimmages, took our beatings there, learned a lot. And then we improved a lot from where we were in the beginning. Then to start the season, we knew who we were coming in and playing we wanted to play the best. The South is where a lot of the top ranked schools are now. We want to see where we stood. We went to Lenore Ryan, struggled. Defense played well, offense really didn't play that well, but we had to figure things out. And I think that's what the best you could do. Go play the best competition you can and learn from your mistakes when you do.
What have you figured out through doing that?
I think we've learned more and more about who we are as a team. When we get punched in the mouth, who we're going to be, you know, what kind of team we are. And I think we faced a lot of adversity. We've handled it well. You know, we could we could have just went away from what we were doing, but we stuck to what we do, and we stuck to the plan. Coaches put something in for us, and we want to be able to execute it the best. And I think playing the best competition possible is the only way to get better, and that's what we've done so far.
You guys are trying to do something that hasn't been done at Adelphi in a very long time. There've been several national championships that have been won, but it's been since 2001. How do you guys approach this season? And obviously the landscape looks a little bit different this year and saying, all right, these are our goals, and here's how we're going to get there coming out of this region.
Yeah, so the North is we're every team we've played so far has been very good. Close games with everyone. Got a couple coming up that are going to be tough, and we're excited to play them. But I don't want to look ahead, one game at a time, not looking any further than we got on Saturday. And then from there, we move on to whoever we got next.
Tell me about how you got into lacrosse. Growing up on Long Island, obviously it's the game, and I know your dad has a deep history in it as well. When was the first time a stick got put in your hand?
Oh, probably around 5, 6 years old, just my older brother played at Adelphi, we all played together, played with him in high school and growing up. But yeah, my dad was big impact on my life with lacrosse, everything about him, just he coached me growing up and then he kind of went away from it because he wanted me to learn from others. And yeah, it's been a part of my life for who knows how long, forever now. It's crazy that I'm at where we are now, only a couple months left playing.
What was that like for you to be coached by your dad, but then reach that point where you're not coached by your dad anymore and intentionally to go off on a different path?
Yeah, so I think when he was coaching me, it was more of like a comfort thing, lacrosse, like your dad's coaching you, he knows who you are and what you do. But then, growing up, you don't want to be coached by your dad and be like, you know, like privileges or whatever, that. So he wanted me to learn from others and how to, take other coaching. So that was something that he really wanted me to get into.
Your dad won two national championships. Have you seen the rings and heard the war
Yeah,
stories and
never
all
a day lets me go by without telling me what he did.
that? Is it cool to think about that?
Yeah, obviously he's had such an impact on my life with lacrosse. Being able to, talk to him about what this and that and what I can do to be better and how he's coached, he's played, he's seen it all. So being able to talk up to him on like a normal level about lacrosse is something that's great.
Talk to me about your brother, and following in his footsteps as well, and what that means to you.
Yeah, so I got to Adelphi when he was a senior and I was a freshman, and then we had a COVID year, so he was able to play his fifth year and I was a sophomore. But he was named captain whenever I think his senior year, and just being able to see the strides he's made, like the leadership and how he's able to handle all that with what he does on the field and off the field, and how it was just he's pretty important in every aspect. Your brother, you don't really look him as a brother you look as a teammate, but when things are tough, come over and tell you you need to do this, you need to do that, and just being encouraging, which has really helped me like lead and see what we need to do because everyone on your team you look at as a brother, and it's just how can you become the best you could be within yourself, like talking them up and helping them when they're in a tough time.
What's it like to play with your brother on the same team?
It was fun. I didn't really I played with him in high school, but I was younger, so I didn't really get a chance to. But being able to be on the same fields and like share the memories that we did is something that we'll talk about forever, and I think was really cool.
Talk to me about your jersey number.
All right, so I wore
Why?
25. I wore 25, first 3 years, and I just needed to change. I feel like last year. I know it's kind of stupid. My parents were like, "Why you change? We have all the numbers in 25 and this and that." But I was like, I was talking to my coach when I was like, I think I just need to change for the better now. We need something for my final year, our final year, just something that can change or do something for us. And we've won the NE10, but I want to be able to win something further with a different number, I guess. Just other thinking, something.
How did you arrive at 77?
I don't know. I liked the way Nick Paris was a big defender for us last year, a great player, great guy. And I don't know, I like the way he wore it. It was like something about it, just double numbered. I loved it. It's like something that you don't really see too often, so it's like I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah, you get especially those higher numbers too. It stands out for sure.
Yeah. I thought I'd just go for it. Why not?
Who'd you look up to growing up in lacrosse? Like, who were your influences, or who were the people that you imitated?
Good question. So growing up, ooh, I don't really know if I had someone that I looked up to. I've kind of looked up to my coaches. Thomas Enke was a big player. It was one of my coaches, played at Hopkins University of Virginia. He was my club coach growing up, so I just learned so much from him. Just such someone you could talk to, someone that's been around the game forever, and just something that you could just have a normal conversation with like lacrosse or outside lacrosse, and something that's someone just who I looked up to.
How would you describe your game, the way that you play attack?
So I would say I'm more of I would say I'm a finisher. I'm not really a dodger. I'm not big on I'm not really the quickest guy in the world. So I just use my like IQ and smarts for how to move off ball, how teams are able to slide, and how I'm able to create my own shot without really dodging. And my teammates just do such a great job just creating slides, moving the ball, and I'm just lucky that I'm able to be on the receiving end of such great passes.
And then where have you grown most? Because I mean, obviously the 8 goals in a game is going to do a lot for your statistics, but you had 25 all of last year, and then prior to that, you played, but last year was your breakout. So where do you
Yeah.
think as you've gotten older, um, you've you've honed yourself as an offensive performer?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just confidence. Confidence when you're on the field. when you're seeing shots go in, it's easy to say, "Oh, you have a lot of confidence," but when you're not seeing it go on the field, being able to be that same player that you are every time you step on the field, something that's huge, and I think that's big for everyone on our team, just being able to know what they can do when they are playing at their highest level.
Eamon, appreciate the time. Looking forward to seeing what's in store here for Adelphi over the rest of the season, and best of luck chasing it.
Thank you so much.